So, welcome to day 4 of the 5-day Is It Your Gut Challenge. So far, day 1, we spoke about skin and how to examine your skin health in order to determine if you're having a gut issue. We talked on day 2 about how to identify and look at your bowel movements to know exactly what's happening on inside your body. Yesterday, we talked about energy leaks and how to identify where your energy may be leaking and how you can go about plugging in those leaks. And today, we're going to be talking about one of the most important parts of basically your health, and that is your emotions, your emotional state, because your emotional state is everything. And the very bacteria that you have in your body or lack of nutrients can determine how you feel on an emotional level, how your mood is day in and day out. So we want to be able to identify if there's any issues there, and then we want to be able to go about fixing those. But the good news is when we fix the gut and we put the right bacteria in there and we balance everything, you're going to feel balanced. You're going to feel in a good mood. When you're healthy, you're going to feel in a good mood. It naturally just is that way. It goes together. When you feel good, you look good, you're just healthy, you're vibrant, you're feeling good. So any deviation from that, we know that there's an issue. And this is happening on a physical basis as well. So in the case of emotional states, if you are someone that is prone to depression and sadness and feeling down, that can be a sign that you're lacking the proper bacteria inside your gut, because your gut not only is where your hormones are secreted, but it's also where your neurotransmitters are produced and secreted as well. So your gut is like your second brain. That's what they call it. They call the gut the second brain because that's where your things like serotonin and dopamine are produced. So if you're lacking the proper bacteria, your own production is going to go way down, and that's going to lead to depression. That's going to lead to sadness. That's going to lead to that melancholy mood where you're just sort of down and lethargic. So that could literally be based off of you lacking the proper bacteria. Also, when you have the wrong bacteria, you have an overgrowth of bad bacteria or yeast or fungus, you're going to feel down because those bacteria are physically excreting toxins into your body, and you're just not going to feel right. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel healthy. You're going to feel sort of bogged down. You may feel a little dirty. I know when I was having these issues, I would identify that I felt swampy, like sort of damp and swampy and just down and depressed and sort of no energy. So I was very down in the dumps. So that is one sign that your gut could be out of balance. If you're having any moods like that, any type of negative emotional states, any type of negative moods, that can be a sign that you're lacking the proper gut bacteria. Also, the other component of that is things like anxiety. If you're constantly in a state of fear or panic or anxious, or you feel that your body is sort of even frizzled out. I know I used to have serious issues with this. So serious it would lead to muscle cramps, nervous twitching. I had severe anxiety. So this is like, this all goes together. Because when we're having anxiety and we're experiencing anxiety, that's meaning that our body is lacking the proper minerals to calm down the nervous system. So we are actually depleted of minerals, and that's why it's so important not only to heal the gut, but heal the internal environment and create a more alkaline environment that's going to help you boost your mineral reserves. More often than not, if you're dealing with anxiety, you're depleted on key nutrients, things like magnesium, that actually help to keep the system balanced and relaxed. And so if you have bad bacteria in there, and there's eating things up and they're secreting chemicals into the body like acetaldehyde, which is almost like alcohol. It's like you having an IV drip of alcohol into you. Imagine how toxic your body is on a physical chemical level. So if you have this going on, what we know is when we consume things like alcohol, we actually deplete our minerals right away. When we eat too much acidic forming food, we deplete our minerals. And if this is happening day in, day out, you're literally going to be depleted on a nutrient level as well. So this shows us that we're lacking the proper bacteria, or you don't have enough of the good bacteria like probiotics that are going to help you secrete neurotransmitters like serotonin, like dopamine, so you can feel better, so you can feel more alive, so you can feel more healthy. And that's also a key indicator. If you're craving things like sweets and you're craving things like chocolate all the time and stuff like that, that's a sure sign that your body is literally craving those neurotransmitters, because when we eat things like sugar, when we eat things like chocolate, we sort of get those feel-good chemicals. It has a longer-term impact, but we get those feel-good chemicals. So if you're having any of those cravings, that's a sure sign that you're lacking the proper bacteria in order to produce your neurotransmitters. And if you're feeling on edge, or you're not balanced, or you're not relaxed, maybe you have trouble getting to sleep at night, you're having insomnia, you're having racing thoughts, you just can't seem to shut your head off when you go to lay down, that is all signs that your minerals are completely depleted. And we need to be able to work through and build up your mineral reserves. And that's exactly what I coach my clients through in my Restore Your Gut program. We basically look at the internal environment and we build up as much mineral reserves as possible, so that way you don't have any more reactions. That way you start to heal more efficiently. And when that's balanced out, some of the bad bacteria that are living in the body literally have no place to stay, and they start to die off. Your good bacteria then have a comfortable environment. They start to produce more. You start to feel better. They start to clean up your entire body. And so that's why in the 8-week Gut Restore program, we focus on how to make healthy foods and fermented foods, how to bring those in to build up your probiotics, how to supplement with probiotics if needed or necessary, how to build up your alkaline reserves, because you got to remember also on a digestive level, the alkalinity in your body is very, very important. Your mouth needs to be alkaline, your stomach needs to be acidic, your small intestine needs to be alkaline, and your colon needs to be acidic. We have to balance all of those correctly in order for your enzymes to function properly. So let's say if your saliva is a little acidic, or we know that your urine's a little acidic and you're in a more acid type state, that means that starches are not breaking down properly in your body. Starches need an alkaline environment in order to do so. And so if you're acidic, this is not happening. And this is why the starches are sitting in there putrefying and fermenting inside your gut. And then bacteria and candida and yeasts and fungus are actually thriving off of that very food that's fermenting, and they're multiplying and they're overgrowing. So your mood is directly connected to the state of your gut. When your gut is balanced, when your microbiome's balanced, when you have the proper bacteria, when you have enough minerals in your body, you're going to feel very relaxed, very balanced, very at ease. You're not going to feel stressed. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling any of those things, sadness, lethargy, we need to be able to restore your gut, so that way you can regain your energy, you can be in a good mood, and you can have the proper bacteria in there that are secreting these neurotransmitters and really putting you in a good mood. And also on a side note, I want to also talk about the actual posturing of the body. When you're holding a lot of tension physically and you're tight and compressed, that can literally affect your digestion and your gut as well. So especially if you're holding tension in your lower back, tension in your shoulders, tension in your chest and your neck, that can all be signs that your body is compacted, it's compressed, and so you're clogging up your system. Your energy channel is sort of backed up. So a good way to do this is to stretch, things like yoga, and really open up your body, get things moving, and sort of release the tension on a physical level. Because when we think of someone that's depressed, what do we think? We think that they're physically depressed. Their shoulders are depressed, their head's depressed. But when we come out and we breathe and we express that, we're going to feel a lot better. So we have to look at both of those. We have to look at your actual gut microbiome, We have to look at how you're absorbing nutrients. Are you properly absorbing minerals? Are you eating foods that we consider anti-nutrients that are literally blocking your mineral absorption? That can lead to issues with anxiety and things like that as well. So we have to look at those, and then we also have to look at the physical body. Is your spine in alignment? Or do you have any muscular tension, any tightness? Are you stretching? Are you opening that up? Because then you're going to open up your emotional center. You're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot more open. You're going to feel a lot more balanced. We're going to be able to get rid of the stress, be able to get a better night's sleep. And with that, tomorrow we're going to be discussing how to put all of this together to go about creating a health plan for you. But if you want some personalized attention, if you want some personalized help with this, because it can seem overwhelming, it can seem confusing, and it can be, frankly, very hard to do on your own, then I highly suggest that you click the button below, set up fill out the application, set up a call, and let's discuss where you currently are, what you're struggling with, what you're going through. Let's talk about some of these assessments that you've taken. How does your skin look? How are your bowel movements? How is your energy? How is your mood? Let's talk about all that. Let's discuss it. And from there, let's create a custom plan and custom roadmap of how to get you from where you are to where you want to get to. Healthy, vibrant, feeling better, clean skin, no more digestive issues, no more energy leaks, full of energy, just vibrant, just fully being able to take your life back. Then hit that button below, fill out the application. We'll have a conversation. And then if you feel that you would like help implementing this roadmap and you want a personalized plan for healing, then we can discuss that on that call as well. That's what I have for you today. I'm Nick Vidal, and I will see you tomorrow on the very next video. Make sure not to miss it, because we're going to go over exactly how to piece the puzzle together and how to create a custom plan for you. That's what I have for you in this video. I'll see you tomorrow on the very next one.